Message for you. I love this picture back here. It's a picture of a derivative of Phoenix. Now, I made it on an AI art site, and I was making a picture of Phoenix and fire and rising from the ashes, and I put a prompt in that had to do with a person. And so this is a beautiful picture of, someone clothed in the garment of Phoenix rising from ashes. And I love that. It means a great deal to me personally because I have risen from ashes, burned down my life, burned down a bunch of things, a bunch of times, some of it embarrassing, difficult, only I'm no longer embarrassed. All of those things, 'twas I, 'tis not I. Here's an invitation for you. I don't know about you, but I've made mistakes. I had an experience about 10 years ago, maybe 12, where I was in a morning meditation. And it was very, very early, way before the sunrise. For some reason, the Spirit had got me up really early that day. And I was contemplating mistakes that I had made and the consequences of those mistakes and who I had hurt and how I had damaged them trust-wise and, all of that. And my mind went to a particular person. And my heart broke. I was thinking, this person trusted me, and I listed all the things and then listed the things that I had done wrong, selfishly, sadly. And I was just in anguish. I was weeping, and I thought, I'm a different person now. I don't do that kind of stuff, don't believe in, et cetera, et cetera. And I thought, what? And they had gone on and moved on with life. And, this is many, many years before. It was some 20, maybe 25 years earlier. So 25 years had passed. But my mind was consumed with the idea of, if I take something from someone, if I steal a nickel, I'm going to give it back. It doesn't matter what the amount is. Return it. Do what you can to make it right. Restitution, recompense, right? But in most things, especially when it comes to matters of the heart or character or honesty or reputation or trust, you can't fix that. You can't unsay. You can't uncheat. You can't unsteal. That really bothered me. It just weighed like an anchor on my heart, like a fishhook in my flesh. I was just in agony, weeping, and I thought, how can I ever do anything to repair that damage, hurt, pain, no matter what I do? And it was interesting because in my agony, suddenly the voice of God came to me. The Spirit whispered, "You're right, you can't." And I thought, boom, slap upside the face. You can't do jack, but I can. And I wept again. I wept again at the willingness of God Almighty to help, it was just me, but any of us by extension, repair the mistakes we've made. And I've had that and other experiences, but what it's come to mean and what I understand now is we have the opportunity to notice where we are and painfully notice mistakes, poor choices, places we've been cruel or unkind or selfish. Notice those things. And what we can do is we can choose to be different. And that doesn't fix what happened. What you said, what you did that was wrong or cruel or unkind or unfaithful or whatever before. But there's two parts here. One is we choose to change. And from that moment on, be better, no more choosing bad, etc., etc. The second part is we do what we can, what is available to do, apologize, make restitution or recompense for things that we have done. So those are the two things that we can do. Do the best we can to fix it, and then, in the scriptural words, go and sin no more, but just, change who you're being. Shakespeare, 'twas I, 'tis not I. Both of those things require humility, which is today's episode, to power of humility. They really require you, me, to be humble, eat humble pie, no arrogance, no minimizing, no denial. This is what I did. Oh, no, I would never do that again. I am truly, deeply sorry. How can I fix that? Now, in our society today, we assign money. Pay me a bunch of money. Okay. Sometimes that's available and sometimes it's not. Even so, it doesn't fix anything. It may make the pain more bearable, paying for expenses and fixing what you can, and add on some, extra money for punishment or for pain and suffering or whatever. But truly nothing is fixed. But no matter what it is, it takes humility, the willingness to abase yourself, to subject yourself to whatever consequences there are, and do what you can to fix stuff. And then change who you're being. So I wanted to talk about the power of humility, and it's in the context of this wind horse, the bracelet we've been talking about. The final color is yellow earth. The first was blue, which is sky. Blue is sky, and it stood for peace and healing and stability. The white was air, which is purity, clarity, and wisdom. The third one was fire, which was the red one, and that's power, strength, and good fortune. The fourth one was water, which is balance, harmony, and growth. And the fifth one, the last one, is yellow, which is earth. And we talked yesterday about compassion, and today is humility. And you think about the dirt, like the dirt is humble. There it is. We even have phrases, less than the dust of the earth. Like the dirt doesn't run around saying, look at me. But everything comes from the dirt. Growth, everything comes from the natural growth cycles that the divine has created for us. The water cycle, the air cycle, the growth cycle, photosynthesis. All of that magical stuff set up by the divine to have life flourish and, create, move forward and give us the ability to exist and then do things in our lives. When I consider the grandeur, how great thou art is a hymn, and I consider the insignificance of my own contribution, minor, tiny footnote. Even if I write great books and do great music and help 1 million or 10 million or 50 million or 200 zillion people, if I do that, it isn't really me, right? The dirt grows the food. God gives the wisdom and the strength and the courage and this beautiful gift of repair. Oh, I have no power. You can't, but I can. And when that came over me, I wept. And then my pleading was to do that then, to effect the repair that I could not, the mitigation that I could not do, regardless of what I said or did. And I became overwhelmed also with gratitude because the God of our creation was willing to do that for each of us, not just me. So think about that. When you think about creating your ultimate life, and my road to 50 million here it's winding down, right? A few more days. Today's October, 2nd or 3rd or something? 3rd. About 11 more days, and then my year starts over, and I'm going to declare a new goal, road to something else, right? And I'll tell you what it is. It's already decided, and I'm also working a lot on how to measure it and how to do better than this year. Like we reached our goal this year numerically, but I want to do better at tracking, understanding, and then also a larger number. But there's mistakes. There's all kinds. I lived a whole life full of that. Till I was 52, I didn't even understand the depth of the swimming pool I was drowning in, depression and self-sabotage and struggle and on, and then got my own invitation to wake up, and I've done the best that I could do since August of 2007 to change. 'Twas I, 'tis not I, and be a new thing. But what I've learned is this humility, the willingness to be humble, accept the consequences and things of what's happened before, change, fix what I can, and move forward. And I invite you to consider the same. Here's what I know. I know from my own bitter experience that we all make mistakes and do dumb things. I also know that there is a process to repair those things as best we can and then trust God. I know there is a process for us to find and discover our gifts and to share them, our yearnings to do good, add good to the world, to create happiness, to lift and bless the lives of others, to rise from the ashes, like this picture, to do that. And I have so grateful for that opportunity to rise from the ashes and create something useful. You know, and 5 years now ago, I've died and had the opportunity to leave or stay, and I chose to stay because I had more to do. And right now, this is part of that more, to love you right here, right now, and invite you to share your mission and purpose, to create wealth and joy and prosperity all around you. Purpose, prosperity, and joy. And you can use other words, freedom and helping others and service, but are you engaged in that as hard as you can? I was just reading in the Pressfield book this morning about James Patterson. We all know, I think he said he'd sold 300 million books as of the writing of that book that Pressfield wrote. You know what? He was an advertising executive for a long time, Madison Street, madmen kind of dude. And, you know, he came into his office every day and he wrote from 6 to 7. That's when he wrote fiction. And then he did the math and said, you know, that's nine full weeks of work a year. Wow. 9 times 40, 360 hours, right? And he said, you know, that's a novel or 2 screenplays or whatever, right? Wow. And so now he's gone on and he is a very, very well acclaimed novelist and 300 million sold. But he was a full-time writer for an hour a day. So you here now have the ability to create, to love, to serve, to bless. And the power of humility is to recognize our dependence on the creator of all things and the gifts and the gratitude we have for the gifts and talents we have. Oh, you have the ability. I don't care where you are, where you're stuck, or if you're not stuck, with the stories you have about why you can or can't do something. They're not true. Any negative voice is not true. It's only true and powerful as long as you let it. You can start right here, right now. And my goal here is to help. So I'm offering all the help that I can. I have a podcast. If you're a messenger or a visionary or a movement maker, I have a podcast. I'd love to have you on Your Ultimate Life. If you want, I have an LA Talk radio show. I want to help you spread your mission and message. And write to me. The email address is meetwithkellen@gmail.com. Meetwithkellen@gmail.com, and tell me what you want. Because my goal is to help you with your mission and message. That's it. That's what I do. And I have my own, but part of that is to serve and love and bless and help you. And one of the things that I've had to wade through is this humility thing. The power of humility, to realize of my own self, I'm nothing. I'm Jack. And at the same time, I'm a precious son of God, and so are you, son or daughter. And you have infinite worth and infinite capability. And the thing that keeps us locked up in chains and below our possibility is we just don't believe, and we are not willing to go get the help we need, to be humble, to create it. You know, when I paid for coaches or bought things, I didn't have the money. It doesn't matter. I wanted the thing. So I created the opportunity. Sometimes it was money, sometimes other ways, but I created the opportunity because I yearned to have it. You can have anything you want. Humility is a key. Determination is a key. Commitment is a key. And you have all of those things riveted to your soul because of who you are. I offer my help. I would love to talk to you, to get to know you, to see your greatness. And I will see you tomorrow as we wind down these final days on the road to 50 million.